This is certainly our smallest jump as well. It's about 9 nautical miles from Mykonos, right there, to Tinos, which is across there. And that grouping of white buildings, I think that's actually our target. It's either there or directly on the nose up ahead. Actually, it might be the one up ahead. Is Tinos town. And they're expecting us, so we're heading there. So this headland here in front, this is a spur sticking out into the sea, and this is Tinos town. The entrance to the marina is in around behind this. There's a seawall that we'll be looking for, and then into the bay. There's a breakwater here, and like half of it is submerged. I don't know what they did before. They had navionics and stuff, navally and all of that. I mean, like, you'd be inclined to go through that gap, looking at the gap in the wall, and you'd be saying, "Yeah, that's probably the way in." You'll be in big trouble. Okay, time to check out the town. We're all washed and clean and ready for it to go walkabout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's divided up into these big bays there and in from the sea, and on this side just another smaller one, smaller boats, a couple of nice cafes. I like the look of that over there, and I think I'm going to go over there and I'm going to get me a beer. I'm going to get me a beer, boy. Everything is beautiful on a day like today anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, at the top of this tall hill, there is this, the most revered site for pilgrimage in all of Greece. It's an Orthodox church site, and they come here from all over the place, and apparently they crawl in. Sometimes they even crawl up the hill. You can barely walk up the hill to see this. Benny, where are you going? You can't come in here.
Minutes.
And we'll be back, Benny. Benny's there, look. He said, "What are you doing?" Remember, look around. Back again. At that, like, in fairness now. Won't be long, Benny. Oh wow. And after all, she's gonna shave your balls. Okay, it's the same. The stuff is so old, of course. You are talking about a couple of 1,000 years, so it's very hard for anything to survive. Pottery. It's amazing how the pottery does. I suppose you see it just gets buried in one piece, then gets crushed, but they find the pieces obviously when they dig it up. Yeah, whereas the bigger stuff, the statues and that, well, they've been defaced down the years. That's quite a yoke, isn't it? Alright, so I think the birth of Athena from the head of Zeus. Zeus being the lad with his arms spread, and Athena is that little winged person flying out at the top. An orange tree. Yeah, so all these, unfortunately, down the years, have all been vandalized or defaced for time. Somebody takes the heads, and you're left with that. More waterfront. So there's another whole side to the place where the ferries come in. So still in Tinos itself, but if you come out of the town and go left, I suppose maybe about half a mile from where the boat is, there's this little beach, or what passes this little beach. You've seen it in the winter, so I mean in the dead heat of the summer it's probably lovely here. And for a cool dip. The old forecast isn't great again, so it's after breaking today. We had the most beautiful sunshine yesterday when we arrived, and it was calm enough overnight. It's pretty good, but the winds are coming, so we're going to be here for a few days. A monument to the Balkans War, some regional war that was fought around the time of World War I. Ooh, it's breezy up here, overlooking Tinos. Tinos was downbeat, but you know what, we found a couple of good restaurants, bars, people were lovely as always. It's just winter time and it was very cold, so I mean yeah, it was a bit depressed feeling there. We were tucked in nicely, well protected from the northerly, that's all you can ask. And now we're getting out of here before the southerly hits us. Sea is with us, because of course the wind has been blowing this way for the last 2-3 days, northerly, and it's a northerly today all day. It's expected to fall off a little in the afternoon, we're hoping for, so that we can get in and get tucked into that most southern part of Ermopoli harbour on Syros. Boy, it's tucked in out of the cold. Fucking sure of it, Dad! Put my foot there and keep that pressure on you. This is sea, it's tucked in on the other side. We're back to the wind. So I'm the only Egypt sat here facing it. We're getting quite a roll. Trying to get up another bit here because we don't want to be driven in there onto that breakwater. I think we're okay now though. port, so it's pulling us away nicely now. And then we just turn in through the gap once we're level. All good.
Unbelievable. That was the hairiest docking.
Sweet Jesus, we're in. It's blowing a gale, but we're in. We came in here from the sea. Walk down here and I'll show you. So we came in there from the sea into here. The plan was to turn up there and then reverse down and onto the wall down there where we actually are. But of course, that's the plan. What actually happened was, she comes in. We got to turn up there, and then no fucking way was she going to stay straight. There's a gale blowing across her, so the nose is going that way onto that big boat there, that Phantom or whatever she is. So I had to reverse back out again to try and get some control back out here to this blue boat. I had my tail nearly up against her, and then let the nose come around. And I had a choice at that stage. It was either try to turn and go back out, or go in and just live with it, face in until the gale blows through and the winds change over the next few days, and then maybe I could just come off that wall in a circle in calmer conditions. That was my logic. So I drove in, nose in, and when we got to that wall, there was no way we could hold her in, and the nose went back out again. So now the nose is going out. So then it occurred to me, okay, we could swing her around. At this stage, there's 4 hefty lads on the dock here taking lines from me, and only for them, I don't know what the fuck, we'd have ended up there, look, squashing those 2 small little boats up against that wall over there. But we didn't, so the nose went back out. We pulled the tail in and then kind of drove her around as much as we could. Got a big long line from the mid-cleat on first, and they pulled on that, and then we got a nose line on, and we took a line from there in front back to the winch, and we winched the boat around a little bit until we had her under control, and then in she came. The good news is that once she's in, we found some lazy lines. So there's an anchor line there coming off the wall, and she goes off out to an anchor's point, and there's another one at the back which goes out to another point outside. So we think we're fairly secure now. We really do. We planned some extra lines anyway, so as you can see, we have 3 here all pulling together in front. I learned something from Bob last week. This one here is the worry. This middle cleat here is ready to go. Again, like all of this took such a beating above a Naxos that everything is cracked and obviously a bit loose. That's making horrible noises now. She's ready to go next, and so I've loosened the mid line on her so she's not too much strain. A spring line, and I've got a little spring going on there, and I think we're good. We're off the dock. The wind is holding us off the dock. There's a northerly still. That's all going to change when the southerly comes through. It'll come in over the top of that hill there, and it'll push us towards the dock. That's where I'm hoping that those 2 anchor lines will kick in. There's one on the stern going off that way, and there's one on the bow going off that way. So they should hopefully take some of the pressure off or being pushed onto the dock. You can never have too many. Look, there's an extra spring there, same as this one on that lead. So yeah, hopefully. It was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. Woo. This wind can't make up its mind. Tucked in here. This sort of marina, this abandoned marina. We're back here in Ermopoli, and that wind is gusting through in the low 40s. Woo. Fuck it. And it's a southeasterly. Supposed to be a southerly southwesterly, but it changed its mind. Bit of a chill in it too. Anyway, we got a good spot here, and we're not going to move for another day or two. By the weekend it's all going to calm down. Saturday is the flattest day of the week, so that's probably the day we'll run. And then it starts picking up again Sunday. By Monday it's going to be blowing again, 30 or 40 the other way, so it's a bit of a disaster. Yeah, my advice, if you want to go sailing in the Cyclades, don't do it in January. Don't do it. Alright, it's Thursday morning. I don't know, that's not the most glorious sunrise, but what an improvement. It was a really, really wild night here again. We're just checking the news here. Apparently all hell broke loose up in Kefalonia and Zakynthos, and Athens is flooded. Yeah, it was a really bad storm again last night. But in here, we weren't bad at all, you know. We were well secured and happy to be here. Okay, good morning.